Hey everyone, welcome to Shifty's Club. Today I'm going to talk about the other half of the RNG. Now, last video we learned how to calibrate our DS to prepare for RNG manipulation. Now that you know how to what the calibration is, now it's time to tell you about catching Pokemon using this. Now, I'm going to have to go to a little more detail to explain how these things work because some of the audience might not understand when I get to them, but bear with me here. Once you know every one of your variables, such as your V count, V frame, GX stat, timer 0, minimum and maximum, which should be the exact same, and your DS MAC address. Once you have a desired outcome that tends to give you the exact same one over and over, it tends to be consistent, then you click use results in time finder. And from here, what you would do is you would stay on the capture tab, click the 31, the equals 31 in every box except for one. It could be every stat except for attack, every stat except for special attack, your choice. Now what it's going to do here is going to show you how to catch a flawless Pokemon, and that is with perfect IVs, which is 31s and everything but that one stat. Usually the one stat is going to be either attack, special attack, or speed, depending on if you're using Trick Room or not. And no, there are no flawless Trick Room spreads out there. You'll have to settle for a lower attack or a lower special attack. But what I'd try is hit the equals 31 on HP, attack, defense, special defense, and speed. Leave the special attack to stat, because you're in the trial chamber and you're ready to catch a Pokemon using the quick ball. Now, you don't have to keep the Pokemon. Just checking it and releasing it is good enough. But if you want to keep them, by all means keep them. But I'm going to have to go to a little more detail into what I'm trying to say. Alright, from that point when you put the IVs in the time finder for the capture tab, what you want to do is you want to make sure that your min and max frame are set to 1. This means that no advancements are required for the action posted. Now, leave the nature alone. Leave shininess alone. Leave gender alone. Leave everything alone except your IVs. Now, you want to be able to pick all 12 months. And the reason why you check all 12 is because now you can check the entire year to see if you can get 31s in every stat but special attack on any day, month, day, year, hour, minute, second in that year. So what I do is just put in 2012 for the year, check every month box, set the minimum max frame to 1, 31 equals 31 in every category except for special attack, then hit generate. Make sure every one of your parameters are correct, because if you used results in time finder and they were very consistent to the ones you've been doing, then by all means use it. Now you will based on your timer 0 reading, you will get a read, and there's will be a time finder progress searching for possible seeds that you can use with your variables. Now once you get to one, or one pops up on the screen, then what you would have to do is you would have to stay in a spot with obviously no NPCs, and make sure you still have your Sweet Center, then like trial chamber still works perfectly. And what you do is you set your DS to that month, day, year, hour, and minute. But if the seconds display is like 5, 6, or 7, you want to go to the minute before. Say if it was 9:12:12 and your time was 8:53:05. There is no possible way to seed that game within the time frame, because most DS's the seed is has an actual second of one after. So most DS's would require you to hit it at the 4-second mark, which is almost impossible. Now, or is impossible. But the best thing to do here is subtract that full minute and just go ahead and let the clock round back. But say you get something like 12:38:10. That is possible, because as soon as you get into the game, like I'll even show an example for y'all. When and I don't know if you can see this. You can't see this. I apologize deeply. You will obviously go in and then you can hit change your date, whatever date you want, or whatever date it says is probably the best option, and then your time. Now notice this, when I hit confirm, I'm going to show you exactly the fastest possible outcome you can get. Five seconds is the maximum you can get. So, or the minimum you can get. So usually it's a lot easier to go with spreads with 10 or more seconds. Now usually most would go around 20, 30, 40, 50 seconds, so that's actually probably your best bet, because you can count like 1, 1000, 2, 1000, 3, 1000, 4, 1000, and be able to hit it at the exact moment. And you'd make sure you get a rhythm motion every time you get to that next second clicking. You can get a finger rhythm motion going, and as soon as that next second comes, you can hit it and hit it perfectly on the dot. When you get into the game, however, hold no buttons, because there is absolutely zero ways out there to not get a seed without holding any buttons down. Because holding buttons down is just a waste of effort and time. Now if you absolutely just want to hold buttons down to get into the game, by all means go right ahead. But that's only if your friend, if it requires it to get to that spread. But in this sequence, we don't want any held buttons. We want the held buttons to be none. So say your frame is well, I'll probably have to use one of mine, but alright, say your frame is 3/7/14, 17 45:36. Most DS's you would have an actual second, which is of 36 if you hit A at 35. So that's most DS's, however. Now so when I hit that A button exactly at the 35-second mark, hold no buttons down going into the game until I see that shooting star logo for the Game Freak, and then I advance my way into the game without turning the C gear on, and hurry up as fast as I can to get to the Sweet Center, use it, and catch the Pokemon. What you can do now to verify that you have the seed that you want is to go to, I believe it's you go to Nimbasa City, I believe, and Anyway, make your way to the to the battle subway. When you enter the battle subway, you want to go to the very first man. When you go down and go all the way closer towards the center and go up just a little ways, there's a man standing there, and he will judge the potential of your Pokemon. Now this is very, very helpful, and the reason why is because he can tell you what your Pokemon's highest IVs are. That way, if you want IVs of 31 and 5 stats, he'll tell you like this Pokemon has outstanding or perfect potential overall. That my determination is final. If for some reason you had 31s in every stat, that I really hate you, but no kid. But what would definitely happen would be, well, let's just put it this way. Say you caught a Pokemon on that frame you were wanting, and it had 31s in every stat but special attack. He would say, incidentally, he said, and you click on it and said, I see. This Pokemon has outstanding potential overall. That's my determination and its final. Incidentally, I'd say its best potential lies within its HP, and its attack, and its defense, and its special defense, and its speed. And then they'll say it can't be better in that regard. And that's basically the easiest way to figure it out. Now, if you want, you can go to the IV checker in the RNG and just put in the stats. Just put in the Pokemon, the nature, characteristic level, and the stats, and you're pretty much well set. But he'll tell you the IVs just like right off the back as far as like Pokemon that you just caught. But the reason his sole existence of the game is for those baby Pokemon. You really don't want to have to rare candy those Pokemon, because every one of their stats is literally, you can't tell if it's anywhere between 0 and 31 at all. It really is a pain to try to figure it out. But this way, we at least have an idea what our Pokemon's IVs are. And if you did everything absolutely correct based on the calibration process, and you veered that over to your RNG manipulation process for RNGing for your IVs, then you should be good. But if you didn't, I just suggest to keep trying, because there's a few things that could go wrong. You could either A, be in a spot where there's moving frames, and if you're not in the trial chamber, go to the trial chamber and try it once. If you have and you still can't get it, try to make sure you hit the button at exactly the right time. If this absolutely doesn't help and you make sure you did everything absolutely perfectly, I would recalibrate the DS. I would go about 5 or 6 more trials with the calibration just to make sure that it gives you the right the right stuff to use the RNG manipulation process. So once you finally do get it, you have RNG'd your very first Pokemon. Congratulations, give yourself a round of applause. Now, our next video is going to cover something a little bit harder, and it is probably it's probably only doable after you have beaten Team Plasma for good, as far as the beating Gas at the Elite Four. After you beat in, then Gas learning that it's he's trying to take over the world and all that crap. But anyway, I'll tell you all about that next episode. But if you but what I do is I just keep practicing RNGing for the IVs, like I explained. It's no different than the calibration. All you're doing is setting your DS to the exact date and time that it tells you to, and then Go into the game, sweet scent, and you should get your desired IVs in no time. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, leave post any comments you have in the comment section down below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time at Shifty's Club.